Okay, well, it looks like it's 8:35 and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hi, I'm Richard Smith, Calibre Home Inspections, engineer-directed company, inspecting homes and protecting dreams. So, I don't see anybody out there except my office. Thank you very much, Alexis, for being here. Might wait just another couple minutes, and while we wait, we can actually go through my maintenance tips that you can get online. These are my actual maintenance tips that I use for uh, maintaining my own home. And it might be a short meeting today. I actually have a service guy coming. Things happen. And I couldn't trace down the electrical problem. So I've got an electrician coming today. And I found him off my website. I have electricians, plumbers, heating and air, windows guys, siding guys, roofers. I've got foundation specialists. I've got carpet cleaners. I've got 40 different categories of guys that I've used, or someone on my team has used, or a realtor says, hey, I got a guy that does that. I just found an elevator guy last week. So these are guys that I know people use, they've been happy with. I think the prices are reasonable. People just did their own research and found them. I've got guys on there are that have served us well, whether it's our direct team or some agents that have used them. So that is, we don't do a background check on them. So if I hear bad things about them, then I take them off. That's as tight as I watch it. So that is on my website under resources, and you can go there and find guys to help you maintain your house. So we are in winter, and I thought if no one shows up, I'll hit a few of these winter maintenance tips on the house. So I've got inspect the gas flues for leaks and rust. Once a year is a good time to do this, particularly if you have any gas appliances, check your gas flues. Anything that's visible, you might be able to see a little bit of corrosion. Sometimes it's a white, chalky substance coming from seams, and that's you might have a little bit of that, and that's one thing. But if it gets so bad that it looks like rust, and you might want to check and see if it has gaps and is leaking CO gas into the house or into your attic. Um, so that's that. Then check for leaks behind the refrigerator. Now, you don't want to move your refrigerator a lot, but it is a good idea to check for leaks behind there, especially if you have an ice maker, then you have that water line. That is a nemesis of a line. It's usually a plastic flexible 1/4 inch tube that fills your ice maker with water so you can have ice. And those connections are marginal. It should not be tapped into with a saddle valve, but you should have an actual cutoff valve behind the refrigerator. Most of the newer ones have that. And they spring little leaks, and it's good to get some eyes back there once a year to check that. I have found I use two things behind my refrigerator, one of which I have in that ice maker area. It's a little moisture reader. So, and I wrap the sensor around with a tissue or a paper towel so it will absorb the water and actually touch the sensor. And when it touches moisture, you'll have an audible alert. So you can catch it before it does any damage. Also, now the code on newer construction, you'll find this. Now the code requires that a refrigerator receptacle be GFI protected, which I don't particularly like, but that's the way it's going. And I think eventually the whole house is going to be GFI protected. If in fact that the receptacle for the refrigerator is attached to a receptacle on the counter right next to it, that is approved by code also, which I don't recommend. But if you trip that on the counter inadvertently, your refrigerator may go out and you could lose whatever you have in there. And that could be costly and it could be dangerous if you have medications. But I have found a little thing that you can actually plug in to the receptacle, then plug your refrigerator into that. It's on a rechargeable battery, so you can recharge it all the time. And it's naturally charging while it is plugged in. If it loses power from the receptacle, that battery does not keep your food closed, but it will be an audible alert so you can know something is wrong with your refrigerator. So you got two different ways your refrigerator can be chirping behind the refrigerator at the wall area. It's just one of those alerts. You can put those, I think they call them a refrigerator. It's going to be on my website. You can go to my website and find links to all these clever products that I found. It's just an Amazon link or a link to the factory direct. So that's a neat little gadget that I found to protect your belongings in your refrigerator. And then you could, right about now, if you want to use your ceiling fans, even if it's an ambiance, but oftentimes in the winter, that's what that little reverse switch is for. If the air blows down, that's usually for the summertime, and it cools the air and it creates airflow, and you feel much cooler when the air is circulated. So you're bringing the air down and just creating current in the house. Usually the fan is on medium or high in the summer and to create air circulation and make you feel much cooler. But in the winter, there's that little reverse button. So you can put the fan on backwards. And usually the fan is on slower and it actually pulls air from the center of the room and pushes it down the walls, exterior of the room. And you would have the warm air that's resting on the ceiling being pushed down the exterior walls. And it just helps with air circulation and maybe even keeping you more comfortable and bringing that warm air down into the room. So that's what that reverse switch is for. And then this week happens to be a rainy week. And if you can't get outside and the dark evenings don't bother you too much and you feel some energy and you want to do something, that's a great time of the year in the winter to do a project in your basement or garage and clean it out, fix it up and get it ready for the spring and summer months. So I just have a note on here to clean my garage, clean my basement. So I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, the reason we do this is because we look at houses all the time and our hearts break when we see houses that are not maintained properly and people just don't know how to operate their house. We're trying to get some information out there. We want to stop any of the water issues before they become expensive water issues, and mold and remediation and replacing material and all that kind of stuff. If you got a little stain, that's one thing. We do maintenance tune-ups. It's about half the price of a regular inspection. And we will go through your house and get to areas that the homeowner usually never gets to. And we know where the problems start. So we take a look at that. We go through it as though we would go through our own house, trying to find water leaks and safety issues. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, just pop in on Wednesday morning at 8:35, and we will be here, Lord willing, to answer any questions that you have. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.